Graphics is a digital technique that combines pictures, words, sound, and video. Examples of motion graphics abound online and in real life, from the credits in Hollywood motion pictures to keynote addresses. Motion graphics combine the languages of film, animation, and graphic design, combining different creative elements like typography, illustration, logos, shapes, and videos. They are then animated or moved in a way that tells a story. This internet banner ad is about mixing alcoholic drinks. It shuffles letters taken from different brands of alcohol to make a new name for a drink. The names aren't appealing and are rather off-putting. They are things like fractured skull, liver failure, and whiplash. At the end of the animation it says, "Don't drink and drive," which after you see, you realise what the names were pointed towards, and it makes you actually stop and think. The interesting thing about this banner ad is that it reminds me of fruit machines with the spinning reel. The imagery there is that drinking and driving is like taking a gamble. You don't know what you're going to get. Infographics are used for a range of things. They are useful because they pass on a lot of information in a neat way that is easy to understand. They will usually have statistics and other information where they have asked a certain number of people to fill out a survey. Infographics use motion graphics to get the message they are trying to make across to the viewer in a colourful and vibrant manner. Music videos aren't commonly aligned with motion graphics. However, there are some artists who have tried to experiment with using motion graphics in their videos. And usually it can work well with the music and the video, but most of the time it ends up looking like a mess. I believe that not all genres of music are compatible with motion graphics in music videos. You wouldn't expect to see colourful motion graphics in a dark, hardcore rap video, and you probably wouldn't want to, as it could affect the music video in a negative way and take away from the experience. This clip is of the newly released Fallout 4. It shows the home menu, the character creation screen, and gameplay, which all have elements of motion graphics. It is harder to find motion graphics within video games because everything in the game is digitally created, which can be confusing as you would think that the motion graphics in video games would be the whole game. However, the motion graphics within games are things like the heads-up display or in-game prompts. Sometimes there can be too much motion graphics in a game, which can have a negative effect on the frame rate and take away from the whole experience. This title sequence is from the BBC show Hustle. The opening is very stylish and colourful. The stylistic imagery in the opening is showing the viewer a story of greed. However, there is no dialogue in this sequence. It relies solely on the imagery to tell the story. There is a straightforward theme throughout the opening, and that is one of money and gambling. Dice, money signs, and poker chips are some of the objects in the imagery. This opening scene is from Casino Royale. The title sequence is mainly made up of motion graphics, but it also has shots of real-life objects, like the main character. However, even with these, they have a graphic effect on top of it. The stylistic imagery of the title sequence draws in the viewer, and there is a clear theme throughout the whole thing, which has been incorporated into the imagery. Along with the music and the motion graphics, the opening is very atmospheric. You want to carry on watching it even though it is not very exciting, unlike the actual film.